little different video today. We bought a, that's an electric Blackstone, if you can tell by, I'm shaking so much, but an electric Blackstone griddle to try out camping instead of carrying, we've been carrying a Blackstone in a propane tank. So I like the idea of just using the batteries in the van and not carrying all that. Was a little worried about the Blackstone with the surface this has on it. It's a non-stick instead of a steel seasoned surface. Worried about how it would kind of make food, but we've done a little bit of cooking at home, and you know, maybe it doesn't blacken quite as well, but it's pretty good. So the next test, and probably the real test for van stuff, you can read all about how they cook on the internet from others, but the real test for van stuff is how much batteries it take to cook on electric. So I've got the van kind of charged up. I'll go check what that is, and then we'll kind of warm it up and cook some burgers on it and kind of see, you know, how much of the battery it uses, how many watt hours, amp hours, whatever you want to measure with. So that's what we're doing here. Not really a cooking video, but more does the electric Blackstone, how bad does it, you know, use your batteries up? Okay, turning the Blackstone up. We're gonna run it. We're gonna cook some burgers, so I'm gonna turn it up to I don't know, 450, 475. Pretty hot for getting the little crust on the burgers. And it takes a while to warm up. So you can see it's warming up now, and I could hear the inverter start to pull load if the fan's running. You can also hear Riley panting. Let's go look and see what that load is while it's running. It doesn't seem like much. Is the Blackstone even running? It's showing it pulling right now 120 some amps. I guess that's probably about right. Let's look at the watts. Yeah, so 1600 watts. That's kind of the Blackstone on full go. I've got a Roam Rig 3000 watt inverter, so we're safe. But something to think about, if you got a 2000 watt inverter, you'd be getting pretty close if you were running anything else. So it's been about I don't know, 10, 11 minutes to get the Blackstone warmed up. So it's been kind of heating up, and you see there, this gauge, there's 2 red bars. So when it gets to 3, it's all the way. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these burgers on. I'm gonna squirt a little bit of butter flavor in there, because everything's better with a little butter flavor. Probably more for grilling the buns than anything else, but I'm gonna go ahead and drop these on there. Get them cooked up, and then see how much power we use. I think it's going to be quite a bit. You can kind of see everything going there. And it's just not as, it doesn't get as hot as the gas griddle. So you just got to kind of deal with that. It's just going to take a little longer. I could turn this up to 500, but just want to make sure the burgers are cooked through. So anyway, it's cooking, and it'll make decent burgers. Just take a while, and we'll see how much power it's going to take. So getting towards the end, about ready to take these off. Cheese is melting on there. Took a while to cook them at, I don't know, I probably should run it at 500, although it looks like the temperature just kind of dropped, or it's been trying to catch up the whole time. So it's been kind of making electricity the whole time. So maybe starting it higher would help, but it took a while to cook, but they're getting done. Okay, so back in the van, just pulled the burgers off the grill. Karen's getting them ready. So I'm looking at what amp hours we're at. So we started at 2 and we're at 46. So let me 46.3. So about 44 amp hours of use. For this fan, for the batteries we got, you want watt hours on that, just multiply by 12.8, about right. So good bit of use. Shows us with 88% battery remaining for what we got. We got the Roam Rig Stage 1, which is 430 amp hours, whatever watt hours that is. So it's doable. It will kind of eat more battery. You know, that was a simple meal, just 2 burgers, and I crisped the buns. But it will take a good bit of battery. And you know, if you're doing a more complex meal, you'd cook longer. You might do, you know, 50, 60 amp hours, which, you know, depending on where you're at with your batteries that day, that could be considerable.